We have risen from the ashes to school the masses. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Scholars of Wrestling. Well, Brian, I think it's easy to say the WWE Universe has suffered a big loss this week.
It has.
Because without any saying, without any promo, without any official word, the Shield are now officially over.
Yeah, and it's what I was expecting. It's what I was hoping would happen when before Seth Rollins actually broke away. What I thought was going to happen was after they beat Evolution, they were just going to go their separate ways, still be buddies. But, yeah, Seth Rollins did the business move, turned on everybody, went heel, and now we're where we're at now with Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns no longer teaming up with air quotes, but just being buddies and going after their own goals. How about you, Jeff? What do you do? Damn it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Jeff's not here.
Those damn beasts, man.
Those damn beasts. Just keep our fool away.
Sorry, I sent him back.
Oh, you douche, you.
Yeah, it happens.
How very douchey of you. But back to what we were saying. It is now, we can officially say Seth Rollins really did break up the Shield.
When you think about it, yeah.
Yeah, he
did.
From that moment. And then just really thinking about what Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns said last week with their promos before Seth Rollins did his in-ring interview with Michael Cole, which honestly, in my opinion, shouldn't have been an interview. It should have just been him talking on the mic, because really, Michael Cole didn't say anything in that interview.
Yeah, it was just one of those, Michael Cole, he's here, and then Seth Rollins sends him away. Well, then what's the point of Michael Cole being in the ring?
What's the point of Michael Cole, period? But that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, that's another segment for another day.
But with Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, they both made it clear what and who their targets were.
Definitely.
Dean Ambrose, he just officially called out Seth Rollins. He was going to hunt him and turn him into Mr. Potato Head, telling him where he's going to put his nose, where his ear it used to be, ripping out his hair and shoving it down his throat. And that was such a great promo.
That storyline just continued this week. Just, I love the look and the intensity of the. I don't even want to say new Dean Ambrose, because it's been there for like months, just caged in the teamwork of the Shield. But now that he's solo and he's unleashing it on Seth Rollins, this is Dean Ambrose, good stuff, buddy.
Really, Dean Ambrose, good stuff. And they all got their new look. There's the leaked picture of Seth Rollins' interesting gold superhero looking attire.
On the platform that I actually saw it on, it looks like it's either rubber or plastic. It looks the same as what he was wearing during the Shield, except with a plastic or rubbery sheen on it.
It looks more like it's just his Shield attire in tights with the plastic or rubber covering.
It looks weird, man.
I actually can't. We just saw a really bad picture of it. I can't wait to actually see it on TV. Yeah, maybe it'll be another story.
I'm actually gonna watch SmackDown. Just see if he does anything, like wrestling wise, and see if he's wearing the attire, because you're not gonna get the real look from just digital camera pictures. You're not. That's just not the way it works, because he's moving around, everybody's moving around, you can't get a clear view. So I'm gonna wait till I actually see it on a television screen to give a full review on it. But as of right now, just off of the pictures, it looks weird, man.
It really does. And with Dean Ambrose, it looks like he's going to keep the leather jacket, black top, and jean. And my God, as soon as he came out on Monday Night Raw, attacking Seth Rollins with his match after. Actually, I think it was during his match with. Who did he face?
Dolph Ziggler.
He did. It was the rematch, and that match was awesome. Everything.
Both matches that those guys have had, it's basically been the same template, but the template is good.
It's very good.
That's it.
I understand WWE's, at least from what I heard, WWE's reason for not putting Dolph Ziggler in a main event just because he's injury prone. Yeah. But he doesn't seem to be injury prone when he's doing I wouldn't
even say injury prone. It's a mixture of two things: injury prone, and he's outspoken on Twitter. He says things that he shouldn't say, and that's why he gets dropped on the card. Maybe as punishment. But we all know that Dolph Ziggler is a selling machine. Okay, so the best person to get Seth Rollins over at this point in time are the two people that he's wrestling with right now, Dolph Ziggler and feuding with Dean Ambrose, because both of them are selling machines.
They are. And now at main event, Seth Rollins officially announced a second Money in the Bank match, this time for the briefcase, because they have to. They've had 2 Money in the Bank matches in the past. Why couldn't they add another ladder match?
Yeah, and this time it's not for 2 briefcases. Thank God.
Yeah, I'm very happy for that.
One's for the title, which makes me happy because I said it.
Oh yeah,
a couple months ago.
Yeah, I love it.
I said it, and it's come to fruition, and yay me. But but they also can't. A show can't be called Money in the Bank without a Money in the Bank briefcase being won. So this makes absolute sense. And we all know that I believe that the participants of this match will be the losers of the matches to get into the World Heavyweight Championship Money in the Bank. Because Rollins is getting this. Rollins announces he's in the spot. That's for the Randy Orton being allowed in the World Heavyweight Championship title match. We know he's not going to win because he's got other fish to fry, namely Dean Ambrose, but he's there. So I believe we will see Seth Rollins. What am I doing? Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Rusev, basically because he was the last guy to get eliminated in the Battle Royal. We'll see Dolph Ziggler. We'll see Bad News Barrett, because Bad News Barrett and Dolph Ziggler will be feuding off of something based on what happens on SmackDown. And Kane will be in, and Rob Van Dam will be in, and that'll be pretty good. That'll be good. That'll be good.
Those are the names that should be in the match that has the contract.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think there's right now 3 of them who actually have won a Money in the Bank: Ziggler, Kane, and RVD.
Yep.
And now there's 4 new names who have been in Money in the Bank matches who just haven't won.
Yeah.
With Bad News Barrett, Rusev. Who did you say? I said Ziggler.
I don't think Rusev is
Rollins
ready.
And Reigns.
I don't think Rusev is ready.
Ambrose. Wow, even I put in Reigns in that match.
I think this might be Bad News Barrett's time, but we'll get into that.
Oh yeah, we'll save that for next week's show.
But this is a very good development for me. I like this. The idea of 2 Money in the Bank matches. Sure, it cuts down on the amount of matches you could actually have on the card, which is why there's only 3 matches.
At least announced matches and 3 announced
right now, and just with all the talent in all the talent that could be in these Money in the Bank matches, there's a shortage of talent that can actually put on a good match for the pay-per-view. So I don't know how they're going to fill up the rest of this pay-per-view.
The only other match that I can actually see them putting in is Dashingly Gold versus Ryback Part 2.
Where Cody Rhodes turns. Stardust turns on Gold Dust. This Raw was weird.
Actually, yeah. Before we get into Raw, let's just take a good minute to go back to what we were talking about in the beginning. Let's give a little respect to the now officially gone Shield. Gone. Okay.
And done.
And
moving
done.
on.
And now, actually, let's get to Raw. And I loved the first hour of Raw.
The first hour of Raw was very good.
With Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler rematch. And before that match ends, Dean Ambrose comes in and attacks, causing a disqualification. So it doesn't hurt either Ziggler or Rollins. That's what I like about it. And then
I like that whole sequence. Because it doesn't hurt Barrett either.
Oh yeah, and then Triple H goes on the
Triple H with a horrid impression of Bad News Barrett.
Horrid. Barrett comes out and has an improv match with Dean Ambrose, it's a completely different match. Completely different styles than Dolph Ziggler and Rollins, but just as entertaining.
Yeah, because with Dolph Ziggler and Rollins, you have the technical, you have the proficient and
athleticism.
While with Dean Ambrose and Bad News Barrett,
brawl, and two guys who know how to tell a story in the ring, not through athleticism, but like you said, brawl.
Yeah, it was. Bad News Barrett spent the entire time working on the arm that Dean Ambrose injured on SmackDown, and Dean Ambrose sold the hell out of it.
I tip my hat. I don't have a hat on right now, but if I had a hat, I tip it to all four of those guys. They made the first hour of Raw perfect for me. I don't even care about the little opening segment between Triple H and Stephanie with the rest of the Raw.
I'm not even talking about that. Bray Wyatt versus Sheamus was also part of that first hour.
And it moved into the second hour, and Bray Wyatt's promo saying it's his destiny to win the Money in the Bank. Sheamus comes in and does his whole,
Sheamus thing.
Fella. And it leads to a great match with Bray Wyatt and Sheamus. I don't exactly remember how the official match ended, but the Usos come out to stand behind Sheamus, which I
believe it's a DQ because
it became an all-out brawl.
Yeah, basically, it doesn't matter to me that the first hour had no clean finishes. Okay, what matters to me is it advances the storylines of everybody involved in these matches, because you have the Dean Ambrose and the Seth Rollins storyline.
Yes.
That basically the first 40 minutes of the show is based off of this, which, give me 3 hours of this stuff, it's amazing. But the first 40 minutes, there were no clean finishes, but it advanced the storyline in a way it had to go.
It made all four guys who were in that bit, the opening bit, stars. These four guys are future. They are the future of WWE, and hopefully WWE knows how to push them right. I mean, Bad News Barrett is now being put in a main event spot. He may not be looking like what he did when he was in the Intercontinental Championship tournament, but he's still looking strong. It may have just been a count out that had him win the match, and then Dean Ambrose gets that one final attack and his finishing maneuver, which I keep forgetting the name.
The Dirty Deeds.
Dirty Deeds, that's it. And it looked awesome. It could lead to a good feud with Ambrose and Barrett and Rollins, possibly for the Intercontinental Championship in the near future.
It's possible, but I don't believe they're going to go that route. I think they're setting up. Okay,
the Money in the Bank.
Based off of what happens on SmackDown. Okay, I think they're setting up something between Ziggler and Bad News Barrett. So you have the four people who are going to be in feuds in the near future. You're going to set up. First of all, you're setting up the Money in the Bank match, the second Money in the Bank match for Money in the Bank. You're also setting up feuds for what will happen afterwards going into Battleground, because you'll have Dolph Ziggler facing off against, I think Dolph Ziggler gets the next Intercontinental title shot, and then you have Seth Rollins going up against Dean Ambrose at Battleground, I believe. But this is a great way to mesh those two storylines. and then you get Bray Wyatt and Sheamus, and you're setting up you're furthering two storylines there, because you're furthering the World Heavyweight Championship Money in the Bank, and you're furthering the tag team titles.
Exactly. It helps, and it ended up in a brawl, which led to Sheamus and the Usos looking strong on Raw. But if you saw a main event the next night, it was a 6-man tag match between Sheamus and the Usos and the Wyatt family, with the Wyatt family picking up the victory. That was a great match. I love all 6 of these guys. The 6 and the 4 future stars.
Kudos to you. Sheamus is a current star, but he can always rise higher.
He's still young. He's still young. He could be that star that, like, Randy Orton strong. Because he may have won so much already, to both world championships when they were separate, King of the Ring, Royal Rumble.
But when you think about it, he can go further.
He can still go further because he still has his name to set in stone.
Yeah, and he's friends with Triple H. So
there you go. He just needs to tweak his character a little bit.
He needs to go back to the way he was when he first came in, just kicking ass and taking names.
When his rivalry was with Goldust and the WWE brand of ECW. Those were some good matches. Those were good matches. That was actually the reason I watched the WWE ECW.
Yeah.
Because those two put on good stories. I hate that, like, a year later they had a match and Sheamus just squashed him.
Yeah, and then Goldust got fired.
And then Goldust got fired.
And now he's back and not drunk anymore, so we're cool.
And now Goldust, good segue in, Goldust now has a new tag team partner, which is, weirdly, his old tag team partner, his brother Cody Rhodes, now rebranded as Stardust.
I've got to say, okay, I'm of differing opinions than my two co-hosts here. They love Stardust.
Yes, I loved it.
This entire storyline is stupid to me. Okay? The entire thing. All of it. Just the idea of the last 2 weeks.
All of it?
All of it.
All of it.
The problem with these why couldn't it? This is just furthering out what we all know is going to happen and what should have happened at Payback. In my opinion, it's all going to end with Cody Rhodes turning heel, turning on Goldust, and they're gonna finally have their Cody Rhodes and Goldust feud that they've wanted for years. But it's one of those. When you talk about filler episodes of a TV show, like The Walking Dead or something like that, okay, that is what this is, okay? They want this to go to SummerSlam. They want Cody Rhodes versus Goldust to be a SummerSlam match. They started their breakup way too soon in order for that to work, and now they're just stretching it out. And I hate it.
You really do hate it?
I hate it. It's one of those. The turn should have happened at Payback. Goldust should have lost. Goldust should have been the one losing the matches, and Cody Rhodes should have just finally said, "Done." At Payback, and then you have the turn, and then you just go from there. What's happened with Sin Cara. And what was it last?
Kofi Kingston
and all these guys teaming up with Goldust and losing. It's dumb. It's dumb to me, and I hate it.
I do agree with you on that. The whole bit with Cody Rhodes saying you need a better tag team partner, and sending in Sin Cara, Kofi Kingston. I think he sent somebody else. I don't know, but honestly, who cares? That whole bit to me was actually dumb. I wasn't a big fan of it either, but I like that Cody Rhodes...
Was I abused, though? Was I abused at Stardust? Yes, I was.
Stardust, I loved every second of Stardust, because I like the new music. I like that he took his time coming in backwards, like, what is this? What? Some guy's dressed up as gold. Oh my god, it's Cody Rhodes with contacts that made his eyes orange. And it gave him the confidence, and they won. They finally beat Ryback. And I honestly don't want to see them split. I don't want to see them either of them turning on each other. Although I do want to see them have a match against each other. Who says it has to be heel versus face? I would just want to see them face each other as brothers.
The way
I know that's WWE logic. One has to turn on the other.
Would it be nice if that was the way that? Yes, I would have liked to see that with the Shield too. I would have liked to see that with the Shield. I would have liked to see that with the Rhodes brothers. But the way that they backed themselves into a hole with this storyline that basically says one of them needs to turn, which is the WWE way, and it's gonna be Cody Rhodes. And yeah, was I amused and laughing my ass off when Cody Rhodes came out dressed as Stardust? Yes, that was amusing to me. Did I think it was stupid? Yes. Do I hate the storyline? Yes. Let's if you're gonna make him turn, which is a dumb decision anyway. If you're gonna make him turn, let's just get it over with and go to the part of the story that is what you want to see in the first place. You want to see Cody. These guys want to see Cody Rhodes turn and face Goldust. Goldust is the face. Cody Rhodes is the heel. I'm done with the filler. I'm over it. Let's get to it.
The one real problem is, like you said, you said it was a filler, but most of the time fillers are being used for character telling, like character development. This one is a character development. Cody Rhodes, he was just generic. He is a generic wrestler when he was just as Cody Rhodes. He's great. He is a very talented athlete, and I love watching him and Goldust as a team. But this is like something. Okay, now I got to do something new because what can be done? We already saw a potential heel turn with Goldust and Cody Rhodes when Dusty was around before the whole firing bit. Remember, Cody Rhodes was being a heel. Goldust was trying to basically be a good brother. It's like try and calm him down. And Cody Rhodes saying you're a disgrace to our family and Dad, you should be ashamed of yourself. That whole bit. They did something like that, and the people weren't really that interested. They already had their moment. They came back. They got their jobs back together. I think until Goldust leaves on his own, maybe having one final match with Cody Rhodes to help maybe build confidence in that he doesn't need to be Stardust to succeed, because he's trying to be like his older brother. You don't have to be like, you're very talented.
From what you're saying, it kind of seems like you think that Cody Rhodes is going to be Stardust for a very long time, and I believe that.
Oh, I don't think it's going to be. It's going to probably be until Goldust is finally getting ready to hang his gold tights. He's not going to stay there long.
I believe, that at the pay-per-view or whenever Cody Rhodes turns, Cody Rhodes is going to turn. That's just the way it is. It might just be my nature. You have the optimistic nature that they're gonna be.
This isn't optimism. This is just me trying to look at what they're doing character wise. This isn't just optimism.
Okay, here's the deal. Okay, as soon as Cody Rhodes turns on Goldust, Stardust is done.
I'm not saying
the pain goes away. The pain goes away, and Cody Rhodes becomes. Cody Rhodes is always going to be generic Cody Rhodes. Okay, with whatever character he has, when he had the mustache, the lustache, if you will. It was something that didn't make him look generic. He just his look. Okay, from when he was. As soon as he came into the WWE till now, unless he had the mustache, it's generic Cody. It's generic Rhodes. Okay, when it was Dustin Rhodes. Okay, it was generic Dustin Rhodes until he became Goldust.
Yeah.
Okay, and if all that happens is Cody Rhodes.
You got that? You're mixing Goldust and Cody Rhodes together. Good job,
Cody Rhodes. Okay. I don't believe can go very far in this company. I don't believe it. Because if they tried. It didn't work. They tried with the whole Rhodes family versus the Shield thing. It didn't work out. They were amazing faces for like what, 3 weeks. They got the big face reactions for like 3 weeks, and then it settled down, and they didn't really get cheered. Now it's just the fans don't care about this storyline. They don't. There's no reaction whatsoever when these guys come out.
Well, ever since they lost the tag team titles, yeah.
Yeah, and it's one of these things. If they were going to do this whole thing, okay, it should have been during the period where they were hot with the crowd. Now it's just like, the fans are starting not to care. Let's now give the Rhodes brothers what they've wanted backstage. It's there's going to be a heel turn. There's going to be a series of matches that no one's going to care about, except the fans like you and me, the 1% that actually like these guys, that actually give a damn about what happens to them. And Cody Rhodes is going to turn heel. He's going to be a mid-carder for life. He's going to... Goldust is going to go off into the sunset with his putting over, air quotes, his brother. Okay? As soon as this feud is over, Goldust is done. I believe. He's here to put over Cody Rhodes and then go off into the sunset.
Too bad.
I firmly believe that. It's too late, though.
It's going to be for nothing. Because Cody Rhodes, like you said, is going to be a mid-carder for life. He's just going to be the jobber to the main event stars.
Yeah, this storyline has just waited far too long, and
that's why I think it's a complete waste of time to turn either of them heel and to have that feud. Because it's like you said, the minimal crowd is going to care. The rest of the crowd, mainly like the mainstream audience, which is what the WWE wants, they're not going to care because they put the Rhodes brothers to a point, or Dashingly Gold. I gotta call them Dashingly Gold. I'm sorry. They put them to a point where their main focus is Ryback. As much as I like Ryback, not a huge fan of Curtis Axel, but they're in the lower tag team division.
That should tell you everything you need to know. They're not doing this while fighting the Usos for the tag team championship. They're not. They're fighting against Ryback, a team who is like third in line.
Really, there's 4 tag teams in the WWE right now.
There's 4 tag teams.
5. The Usos, the tag team champions. Mm-hmm. Harper and Rowan, I count them as the tag team. Dashingly Gold, Ryback, and Los Matadores.
Oh, okay.
I really hate to say it, but they still count. Yeah. They're the only real tag team that is in the WWE right now, and 2 of them are in the title hunt, while the other 2 are facing each other, and one's just in the dust, Los Matadores.
The only way that this storyline could make me care less is if they were facing off against Los Matadores, and I'd be laughing my ass off because they'd be losing the Los Matadores every week.
No, they won't. Dashingly Gold?
No, I was saying if this storyline took place and they were facing off against Los Matadores, okay? They lost to Ryback like what, 3 times?
Los Matadores?
No.
Oh,
Dashingly Gold.
Yeah, they lost.
Yeah. Imagine if they were doing this in a battle against Los Matadores and they were losing three times in a row to Los Matadores. That would be the only time I would be like, no, done. Stop it.
The only time we get Dashingly Gold back into the tag team title picture is when the Usos drop the tag team championships to Harper and Rowan.
And by that time, the Dashingly Gold is going to be broken up.
Possibly. Time will tell. Time will tell. Because it looks like Cody Rhodes was having a lot of fun with that character.
Oh, yeah. Cody Rhodes was having a ball.
When he finally revealed his face and you just saw that big grin, I'm like, oh my God, Cody Rhodes can be the Joker with that grin. He had a big grin on his face.
I'm glad that he had fun. I was
having a blast.
Yeah, it was funny, but the storyline. Final thoughts for me. The segment itself.
Final thoughts on this.
The segment was funny. I'll give it that. But I could care less about the storyline. Move on.
All right, moving on. Let's get to the more bigger storylines, which is not really much. Roman Reigns. When we were talking about Ambrose last week, saying he's going after Rollins, Reigns said he said his goal for Triple H. First, he's going to go through Randy Orton, which he'll get his opportunity in the Money in the Bank, and then he's going to go for Triple H, which they'll finally get the Reigns Triple H match underway for SummerSlam.
Yeah. Once I saw who was actually in the Battle Royal, I was like, oh. Roman Reigns, easy.
Well, Roman Reigns. At first, he wasn't announced in it, but then he weaseled his way in through Vickie.
Oh yeah, but as soon as they were in the ring, okay, as soon as everybody was in the ring and going at it, I was like, it's obvious.
Oh yeah,
who's got to win this?
It's sad but true, the predictability of WWE.
There was nobody who would deserve to be in a World Heavyweight Championship
Money in the Bank
in the Bank match other than Roman Reigns in that match.
Except maybe Rusev, just how they're building him as this dominant force.
Yeah, but it's
too soon, exactly.
To actually be in the title match. So when it came down to Reigns and Rusev, I was like, okay, come on. We
all know. He had such a huge pop at Royal Rumble, not because everyone wanted Batista to lose, which is one reason, but Roman Reigns was so popular in that match. He even beat Kane's 11 eliminations by having
got like 15, didn't he?
I think maybe 12. Between 12 and 15.
It felt like 15.
It felt like I think they emphasized he just got one more over Kane.
Yeah, but
good for Kane. He held it for like a decade. So there you go.
Yeah, it was standard Battle Royal.
I actually didn't watch it.
And the way that he was... I think we could segue into this because you said him weaseling his way into the match. That Stephanie McMahon, that whole bit.
Oh my God, I hate the Stephanie McMahon bit. At first when Vickie bumped into Roman Reigns, you're like, oh, coffee. I'm like, is Roman Reigns blonde? Is that real? That's not coffee, is it? I thought it was just two things of soda, which they're saying it was coffee. What am I? That doesn't look like coffee. And he's like, oh, you should get some cream, blah, blah. I'll sneak something in both their drinks. But I called it. I'm like, one of them is going to drink it and something's going to happen to the other one. They did this bit with the New Age Outlaws.
It makes Roman Reigns. They've been making Roman Reigns out to be like this cool badass, right? And now they're making this brought him down in my estimation. If they wanted this to build him up,
that was terrible.
That was bad, man. Now he's just not. It felt like somebody took a nap. Michael Hayes came into the room and was just like, okay, we've been building up Roman Reigns for so long. Let's make him into a comedy freak for 1 week and see what happens.
No,
stop it!
I bet you this was the head writer that got fired this week.
I really hope so, because if whoever thought this was a good idea needs to be tarred and feathered immediately.
Oh my God! Not even, and then, of course, Stephanie's the one getting the chugging of the coffee. And
of course, Vickie gets vomited on.
And I can't even say it was vomited on because it was obviously a hose. They didn't even. I love what they did with Booker T when he got stink-faced by Rikishi and actually threw up. And actually looked like he threw up on Michael Cole. This was just ridiculous. This was worse than the hand. Than Mae Young giving birth to the hand. It was that bad.
Because at least to me, that was amusing.
It was. All of us, it was amusing. This was not.
Yeah, it's like that was so stupid. It was amusing. This is just like this is stupid.
And you just hear, at first you hear Stephanie, ooh, why couldn't they do something similar? If they're going to have Stephanie McMahon throw up on Vickie Guerrero, why can't, when they open the door, you see Stephanie turn around, get out, and then actually looks like, they can make fake vomit. They can make fake vomit and just have it, they don't have to have it look like a hose spraying Vickie all over Vickie and look like like an exorcist thing, just
if you want Roman Reigns to continue looking like a badass, all you have to do is have him take out one of the members of the match. I hate to say it, but the way they're booking him, have him take out Sandow before the match and take his spot. And just take his spot.
Well, since
that's how you build up Roman Reigns. Not with this stupid comedy crap that they do
that's
every
something
year.
that even The Rock wouldn't do.
Yeah, and that's something, because The Rock's done stupid comedy.
The Rock has done some stupid comedy bits, but nothing this low. This is low.
As you can tell, this is pretty much our lowest rated segment of the night.
I hated that. This
was horrible.
This actually put a down low on my ratings.
This
really hurt Raw.
This had no place. With
such a great first hour and a half, this wasn't needed. This hurt it. And then you have the stretcher match between John Cena and Kane.
Was there ever really any doubt?
Did anyone actually think John Cena was going to lose?
Come on.
I can be perfectly honest. I don't know what they're going to do Monday, since Roman Reigns weaseled his way in by getting rid of Stephanie and Triple H and having Vickie. Because they're planning on... I heard there was rumors that they're going to fire Vickie. Finally get her off, since she wants to actually leave, like Teddy Long. She wants to go too, because honestly, what are they doing with her?
What's she going to do?
What is she's getting the paycheck. She's happy. She can go on her terms, which looks like what they're doing. And they're just having it look like the traditional fire thing. I remember last week I said the best thing they could have done is just have Cena versus Roman Reigns. Winner gets in the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
I would have wanted to see that. That would actually be very entertaining. And actually treat us, the fans, respectfully.
And
this insults us.
And if you're going to have them both get in, have it like a double DQ, double count out, double pin,
or maybe not even having Rollins and Orton taking
no
them both
contest.
out. Yeah, no contest. Exactly.
So that's how you get the 7 guys in the ring. Not this comedy BS and this stretcher match.
The stretcher match that was so predictable.
Yeah.
The reality is, WWE insults us for having the comedy throwing up bit and the stretcher match that was just too predictable, that everyone saw coming. It was just a waste of time and just a waste of our time.
Yeah,
nothing else can be said.
Were the matches good? Yeah. The stretcher match was typical stretcher match. It was perfectly acceptable.
They built it as the first stretcher match on Raw in 10 years.
It was perfectly acceptable, but it's we don't need this. The Battle Royal was perfectly acceptable, but we don't need it. The comedy bits need to get the hell off my TV. That's what they need to be.
Other than that, were there any other bits that were just okay? Like the lower bits?
The rest of it was just normal WWE stuff. There's really not much to talk about other than that. It's been a really slow week.
So now, with the stretcher match and the Battle Royal done, we now have our 7 participants in the WWE World Heavyweight Championship Money in the Bank ladder match, with Cena, Reigns, Orton, Sheamus, Cesaro, Bray Wyatt, and Alberto Del Rio.
And who will not win? I don't believe we'll have any second-time winners this year. So you can count out Orton. You can count out
Cena.
You can count out
Del Rio.
Has Sheamus ever won a Money in the Bank?
No, he hasn't actually. He hasn't. But
no,
he's
not
winning.
But he's not winning. It comes down. Well, Reigns isn't going to win because he's going to get him some Randy Orton. leading up to a match at Battleground.
Triple H is getting him out of this match. Somehow. He'll come in and just beat the crap out of him, give him a pedigree through like a ladder or something. I don't know.
Through a ladder? That's
new. Like,
I don't know.
I'm making stuff up as I go.
Yeah, but for me...
Triple H is taking Roman Reigns out of this match.
For me, it comes down to Wyatt or Cesaro, and we'll go from there. But it's a good lineup for a ladder match for me. Because say what you want about Del Rio, he does good things in ladder matches. And there are many ways that you can do that armbar with a ladder that I want to see. Armbar. So I'm excited for this match. I don't know how long they're gonna let these things go, because there are 3 matches on this Money in the Bank card as of now, and 2 of them are ladder matches. So are you gonna have like hour-long ladder matches? I've got to be all ladder matched out for the year. If that's gonna happen.
That's the case, then yeah. But what was I going to say? We'll save the final predictions for next week's show. For the prediction show, hopefully the Fool will be here to give his thought. Actually, he did message me to point out what he thought of this past Raw. Hold on, let me just
During the break from the Hellacious Beasts.
During the break from the Hellacious Beasts. Okay, here we go. The Robbie Rage thought. That's what I'm going to call it. Number 1, Stardust was awesome, and so is Cody. 2, this Raw is starting to make me hate Roman Reigns. I actually can't wait to hear why he said that. Oh, bless you. How he feels that way. He probably hated the comedy bit just as much as we did. And number 3, Ambrose and the Money in the Bank. Duh.
Yeah.
Duh. As we said earlier, who we're going to see...
Think he'll do that pull-up thing again?
What pull-up thing?
When Ambrose was in Money in the Bank last year, he did the pull-up and pulled himself up onto the top of the ladder and tried to grab it like that. I want to see something like that again.
He probably will.
And imagine what Rollins will do, that crazy son of a bitch.
I can't wait to see what... Well, they're probably going to have qualifying matches this past Raw. I mean, that's probably going to take the entire Raw card, just qualifying matches. I mean, there's going to be... They have 1, and then they're going to have 6... If they're going to have 7 participants, same as the World Heavyweight Championship Money in the Bank, they're going to have a whole lot of qualifying matches. I don't want them to save it for, like, SmackDown.
Oh, yeah, they're going to have at least...
I don't want them to stretch it. I want the whole thing...
Well, I think they'll have 4 or 5. I think Dean Ambrose will get screwed, and then he'll find a way in on SmackDown.
Similar to what Roman Reigns did? Oh, excuse me.
Except without the comedy bits.
Just the crazy man bits.
If they make Dean Ambrose do a freaking comedy bit to get into the Money in the Bank match... Done. Done.
All right. I just want to... there is actually... it just popped back into my head. There is one thing I want to address that what people have been saying. I don't know if they're serious. I don't know if they're joking. Nobody is... The match is not going to end with one person winning the world... getting the WWE Championship and someone else getting the World Heavyweight Championship. That's not going to happen. We're not getting the 2 belts again, 2 separate champions again.
I really hope not.
It's going to be similar to what John Cena and Randy Orton did. He's just going to unhook the hook and just take the thing that's holding the 2 belts together. That's what's going to happen. That same piece that held the 2 belts together. We are not having 2 champions. The only way those belts are going to separate again is if they have another 2 brands, SmackDown brand and a Raw brand. That's the only way. Because I don't see those titles separating anytime soon. And I don't want them to... as much as I love the World Heavyweight Championship and the WWE Championship separate, because the history of both belts, I don't want them to be separate. I want them to actually be one championship and mean something.
Yeah, that would ruin...
everything that they build.
5 months of work, so there's no reason to do that right now. It's just the internet dirt sheet marks who are making up stuff.
Like one picture I saw is John Cena with the WWE Championship and Randy Orton with the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, take a nap.
Yeah,
Take
get out.
a nap and
get
out.
out. Shame on you for posting that picture. We will find you, and we will kill you.
Take away your wrestling fan card. You don't deserve it anymore.
You child.
Spoilers. Those two. Yeah, you couldn't have picked Bray Wyatt and Cesaro. No, you had to pick Cena and Orton. Get off of my internet sites.
Like I could see either. Well, we'll save the prediction stuff for the prediction show next week. I think to end the show tonight. Facial hair rating. What would you give this past Raw?
I'll give it a 3. The first hour was great. The third hour was good. It was okay. You knew what you were getting. It was predictable, but it was good TV. It didn't anger me. But that second hour, dude. Ugh. So I'm going to have to go. I was going to give it a 4. Going to go down to. I was going to give it the full beard, but I'm going to go classic goatee.
I'm going to go classic goatee as well. And I am exactly with you 100%. The first hour and a half, I was ready to give this Raw full beard. Like, maybe even a 4.5, close to a goat face. I was actually enjoying the Raw this much because the matches were so good. But as soon as that Stephanie McMahon hose puking all over Vickie Guerrero, doing that classic Vickie scream, and Roman Reigns like doing the comedy bit, which kind of hurt. It hurt him. Yeah. It took he's still awesome in the ring, but character-wise, it hurt him. I don't think this. It's going to be something big.
It's not something that he can't come back from.
It's something he can't come back from. It just doesn't work because I still don't have a sufficient character from Roman Reigns.
You don't do that. You don't do something like that to a man of that stature. A man of that stature does not need
he needs to set himself as a character first. Look at Dean Ambrose. He's the crazy guy. Rollins even had a character as kind of like the architect brainy guy who planned this whole thing on officially breaking the Shield. Roman Reigns, he's just muscle. He's just like the monster. He has no character. And if they're trying to set up a character with him being a comedy guy, it doesn't work if they wanted us to take him seriously as a future champion.
Yeah, and that's not even where I was going with that statement. This is a big dude, okay? Big dudes do not do comedy. If you make them do comedy, you might as well just put them in the lower card and let them languish there until the end of time, like Santino and Heath Slater. But now... Yeah, exactly. Exactly my point. With Roman Reigns, okay, you give him a manager.
Okay.
And you give him the Brock Lesnar route as a good guy.
So basically, a good Brock Lesnar.
A good Brock Lesnar. Yeah, that's the perfect character for Roman Reigns.
I can actually see that. I would actually like to see him.
Yeah, not this big muscly dude who goes around putting crap.
If he's going to do a comedy bit, don't do lowbrow humor with throwing up and stuff like that. And
yeah, I could see him doing ironic humor.
Ironic humor and humor that actually works. Similar to I can actually see him do stuff that The Rock did.
Like the whole thing last week.
I'm not even counting the fact that they're related, but still.
The whole thing last week when he called the facial expressions he was making when he called Triple H, he calls himself the King of Kings. That amused me. That was pretty funny. And then he said, "We're gonna have our own Game of Thrones." That's the kind of humor. That's the kind of humor that I want to hear out of a guy like that.
Not lowbrow Adam Sandler.
Not I'm gonna put something in these two females' drinks and have them vomit all over each other. Yeah, that's not what I want to see out of Roman Reigns.
It wasn't two females' drinks. One of them was for Triple H, but then
It just so happened.
He spilled,
Yeah.
I think Vickie spilled it on him, but you still see Stephanie drinking the I still don't think it was coffee.
I'm trying to
and
tune it out of my
I just
brain.
love the Renee Young interview with Stephanie, and she's still drinking it. I'm like, why does she... Are we trying to emphasize... do you need to remind us that she's drinking tainted coffee?
Yeah, she's stupid? What
It's
the
like,
hell?
are you questioning our intelligence? We saw you drink it in the first bit. We know you've been... what's the right word? You've been compromised with tainted coffee.
No, and that just shows that there's nothing wrong with the coffee, and there was a hose behind your head the entire time.
It was, and the hose that threw out the vomit. It was like on Vickie's chest area. It wasn't even looking like it was from the mouth. Oh my! They did a throw up bit, like I said, with Booker T, and that worked because one thing you actually saw Booker T throw up.
His head was in Rikishi's ass. I'd throw up too.
Well, yeah, but, I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, and even though he threw up on Michael Cole, but it didn't need we got the comedy, and it's it looked real.
Just this past Thanksgiving, the Titus O'Neil bit.
Oh God! Don't remind me of the. We don't want to talk about the Titus O'Neil
but
bit.
still, that was
realer
than this.
So yeah.
On that note,
I think I'm actually going to keep lowering it a little bit. It's still going to be classic OT, but it's borderline peach fuzz for how much that bit angered me, and just the predictability of Cena versus Kane. I didn't even see that match in its entirety, but I already knew who won. Even they had Rollins and Randy Orton try and cost Cena the match and have Ambrose come out and help Cena. It was predictable.
Yeah.
So yeah, classic OT, borderline peach fuzz, and Jeff gave his. He said he's giving it a classic OT because of Ambrose and Stardust. Yes, he's not letting that go. I can't wait to hear what he has to say about Stardust next week, just to hear your reaction.
I don't have a problem with Stardust. Stardust is funny. The storyline sucks ass. Yes, I've been cursing a lot. Jeff and his Alicia's bees aren't here to curb my enthusiasm.
It's okay. I got no problems with it. All right, so that's all we have for this week.
We're on YouTube. I can say that.
Yeah. Thank you, Brian.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a little cheap plug. If you like listening to the Scholars, you can subscribe to our YouTube page. You can leave a comment on the videos, just to argue or agree with what we've been saying this episode. And you can find us on Facebook. Just look up the Scholars of Wrestling. And you can follow us each on our Twitter pages. And Brian, do you have anything to say? The power of clear liquid compels you.
The power of clear liquid compels my throat to tell me to shut up.
Thank you all for listening in. We are the Scholars of Wrestling, and you have just been schooled. You're welcome. See you for the prediction show.
The power of the clear liquid compels you.
Cheers on the clear liquid.